Hello students, today we are going to start unit 7, that is physiology and injuries in sports, right? In this topic, in this unit we will discuss about the different types of physiological factors which affects the components of physical fitness, right? And we will discuss also in this unit that is about the sports injuries. There are different types of sports injuries we are going to discuss in this unit, that is physiology and injuries in sports. Your first topic, that is meaning of physiology. Meaning of physiology. As you know that physiology is a medical subject, right? Physiology is the study of human systems and organs. Physiology is the study of human systems present in the body, and it is the study of different organs present in the body. Systems like endocrine system, respiratory system, muscular system, skeletal system, right? Respiratory system. These, and also we study in physiology about the different organs, different internal organs like heart, lungs, kidney, liver. So this all we will study in physiology, right? So that is the meaning of the physiology. Now come to the next topic, that is physiological factors determining components of physical fitness. As you know that there are various components of physical fitness, right? We will discuss later in, I think in the last unit. There are various components of physical fitness, that is endurance, speed, strength, flexibility, right? Coordinative ability. These are called the components of physical fitness. These are called the components of physical fitness. Now the topic is, what are the effect of physiological factor on these components like endurance, strength, speed, flexibility. First we take the endurance. As you know that endurance is the activity which is doing for longer duration or which is sustained for longer duration without any fatigueness and tiredness. You have to sustain the activity for longer duration. You have to complete the activity or sustain the activity without any fatigueness or tiredness. That is called the endurance, right? So how the physiological factor affects the endurance, right? The first one, that is maximal oxygen uptake. Maximal oxygen uptake. If you do exercise, physical exercise regularly in any form for longer duration, then definitely it will increase the oxygen uptake of your lungs. If you do exercise regularly, then your lungs intake more and more oxygen. The more and more oxygen will go into your blood, right? Your blood needs oxygen, right? Your lungs need oxygen. If you have maximum uptake of oxygen, then you will sustain the activity for longer duration without any fatigueness, without any tiredness. If you have maximal or maximum oxygen uptake, then definitely it will help you in the endurance activity, like marathon races, right? You require the more oxygen to sustain the activity for longer duration, right? So if you do regular exercise, then definitely your maximal oxygen uptake will increase, by which you can sustain the endurance activity for longer duration without any fatigueness, without any tiredness. So that is the first point, that is maximal oxygen uptake. Now come to the second effect or second factor, that is called pulmonary diffusion. Second point, that is called a factor, pulmonary diffusion. Pulmonary diffusion defined as the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen. The exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen between lungs and blood. the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen between lungs and blood, that is called the pulmonary diffusion. More the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen between lungs and blood, more you sustain the activity. More the oxygen in your blood, more you sustain the activity without any fatigueness or tiredness. Right? And it will help you in the long distance activities. You sustain the activity for longer duration. Marathon races, swimming, football, right? In these types of games, you require the endurance, and it will improve through physical activities. If you do physical activities regularly, then it will definitely improve your pulmonary diffusion, right? So you intake more oxygen in your blood and lungs, and definitely it will improve your endurance activity, right? Now the third point is, that is the cardiac output. As we know that cardiac output is defined as that the heart pump blood in 1 minute, that how much blood pumped by the heart in 1 minute, that is called the cardiac output. More the blood pumped out by the heart, more you can sustain the activity for longer duration. Without any fatigueness, without any tiredness, you can sustain the activity for longer duration, or you can sustain the endurance activity. Like marathon races, like swimming, like football, like hockey, all major games require the endurance, right? So more the cardiac output, right, more you can sustain the activity. So that is the third point. Now the next point is, next factor is, that is a red muscle fiber. As you know that it is also called the slow twitch fiber. There are two types of fiber, white fiber or red fiber. Red fiber is also called the slow twitch fiber, and white fiber called the fast twitch fiber. Right? For long duration activity or endurance, you require more the red muscle fiber or slow twitch fiber, because the red muscle fiber or slow twitch fiber carry more oxygen compared to white muscle fiber. So for longer duration activity, you require more red muscle fiber. If you do regular physical workout or regular physical activity in any form, running, jogging, walking, skipping, swimming, playing sports, then definitely it will increase the red muscle fibers, and you can do the activity for longer duration, or sustain the activity for longer duration. Right. Now the next point is, that is hydration. As we know that if you do the long duration activity or endurance activity, then you require more water. If you do continuously long duration activity, then your body may be dehydrated due to more sweating. So you require more water. You require more water for hydrate your body. So through exercise or activity, you hydrate your body. You do more work, you require more water. So that is all about the physiological factors determining endurance. Now come to the last topic, that is physiological factors determining strength, right? Now the first factor, that is white muscle fiber. As we know that white muscle fiber are helpful or increase your explosive strength. It will improve the explosive strength of your body. Right? Explosive strength means the activity which is doing with speed and strength, that is called explosive strength. It is the combination of speed and strength that is called explosive strength. For example, long jump. Long jump is a required explosive strength. You have to run on the track with full speed and use the strength of your legs while you are jumping in the sand pit. That is why I am saying it is called the combination of speed and strength. That is called explosive strength. If you do regular training, regular exercise, this explosive strength will improve. And it required the wide muscle fiber. For good speed or strength, it required the more wide muscle fiber in your body. It is also genetical, right? So, if you want to do the activity with speed and strength, then your wide muscle fiber should be there, more wide muscle fiber should be there in your body. Right. So second point, that is second factor, that is muscular contraction. As we know that our muscle contract while we are working. Flexion, extension. Muscles shorten and extend. Right. And it also improves your efficiency of movement. It gives rhythmic movement. It gives graceful movement. If your muscle contraction is proper, then it will improve the efficiency of movement, rhythm of the movement, accuracy of the movement. Right? So, if you do regular activity, then definitely your muscle contraction will improve. You have to do activity in any form. Definitely it will improve your muscle contraction, flexion and extension. Right. Now the third factor, that is called neuromuscular responses or neuromuscular coordination. As you know that our neurons convey the message to the muscles and muscle react. If this message our neurons send properly, then definitely you will react at right time. For example, if you are standing behind the line for the race, you have to react on the whistle or fire. If your neuromuscular coordination responses are good, then definitely on the fire you have to run. But some athletes take some time. Some react quickly, some react after some time because their muscular responses are not good. So, it will improve through certain types of method and certain types of exercises. You can improve the neuromuscular responses. And for in the games and sports, neuromuscular responses or coordination is very important. You have to react at right time. Your neurons convey the message to the muscles at right time, by which you can react the stimuli at right time. Right. Now the next point is that is called the muscle length. As we know that longer the muscles, more the strength. Longer the muscles, more the strength. Through physical activity and exercises, especially through weight training, you can improve the strength or length of the muscles. If you improve the length of the muscles, then the more strength in your muscles. And you can do the hard strenuous activity without any problem. So, if you do regular training exercise, it will improve the muscle length. Now the last point is that is called the gender, male or female, right? It is well known that male have more strength in their muscles compared to female. Male have more strength in their muscles compared to female. Right? Because the male have long muscles, female have short muscles. As we earlier discussed that the more the longer muscles you have, the length of the muscles, then more the strength you have. So in gender, male have longer muscles. Due to the longer muscles, they have more strength in your muscles compared to female. Right? You can improve or you can increase the length of the muscles through exercises, through regular training. It will definitely helpful in your strength activities in which you need the power. The activity you need the power, you require the longer muscles. Longer muscles have more strength compared to shorter muscles. Right? So you have to improve your muscles, especially through weight training and through certain types of methods or training. You can improve the length of your muscles. Right? So this is all about the physiological factors determining strength. So today we discussed that meaning of physiology, then discuss physiological factors determining components of physical fitness, physiological factor determining strength, and what are the factors of the endurance: maximal oxygen uptake, pulmonary diffusion, cardiac output, red muscle fiber, and hydration. Okay. Next topic, that is physiological factors determining strength. We discussed white muscle fiber for explosive strength, muscle contraction for efficiency of movement, muscle length for more power, gender, male have strong muscles, female have weak muscles. So this is all about the first three topics of Unit 7. Thank you. Have a nice day.